Hello everyone, this is Nisi and this is my new channel, Spoil Me Nisi. Here I will be reviewing and giving my opinions on various TV shows and movies from Netflix, Hulu, Stars, HBO. Um, all of my videos will include some spoilers, hence my name, Spoil Me Nisi. So I'll be starting out with Power Book 2 Ghost, episode 106, Good and Evil. It aired um, yesterday at midnight. The whole Power series is definitely one of my favorite shows. I'm a big movie show person, and Power is one of my favorites. Um, I walked into this season really expecting to not like Tariq. In fact, I was such a big Ghost Jamie St. Patrick fan that I wasn't even planning on watching, um, you know, this show. I really wasn't, but I decided to, and I'm so happy that I did because Tariq is starting to grow on me. I don't like that he killed his dad in Power, but I do feel like that was Tasha's fault. But that's a whole other story, and maybe I'll explain why in a different video. Um, Tariq is pretty smart. In earlier parts of this season, Tariq has really shown um, that he is definitely a smart kid, no one to play around with. But I do feel like Tariq is getting sloppy. In this episode of the show, he's definitely let some things slide that I wish he didn't. For example, Riley, she was she's one of Sax's a little well, she's Sax's only minion that she sent to the college to kind of get close to Tariq and find out some dirt on him to help Sax, get him thrown behind bars. But I feel like Riley should have never been allowed to get as close to him as she had. I mean, she drugged the kid. She, turned on certain location services on her phone to track him down. And then, in this episode, she came into his room and, had the nerve to tell him, I'm not going anywhere until Brayden comes back, and he left her in his room by herself, sorry, with his phone while he went to go speak to Diana. And I think that those are just mistakes that could certainly hurt Tariq, and I think that he should have been smart enough to not make them. So that is worrisome. I think that Riley um, is definitely doing a good job spying on Tariq. Um, Tariq has definitely taken on a role as being like the younger version of his dad, but I don't know that Ghost, that the original Ghost, Tariq's dad, would have made some of the mistakes that he's made so far. So I'm really, looking forward to see how all of that unfolds. Now, one thing I know about Tariq is that Tariq is a pretty smart kid. In the past and other episodes, even in the show Power, it might seem like Tariq is like a dumb kid, but he certainly walks throughout life playing chess. So maybe all of this is part of his plan. Who knows? But I'm interested to see how it all turns out. So then let's talk about Sax and Davis. I thought it was pretty interesting how in the first part of the season, Sax came up with this plan for Davis to help him throw Tariq behind bars. Sax really believed that Davis was on his side. This episode we see that that really may not even be the case. At first they were working together to kind of put together this jury that would certainly, you know, get Tasha taken out of jail. Um, but then you see both of them working separately with Two Bit. Sax pretty much working with Two Bit to get Tasha taken out of jail and get, Tariq put in jail. But Davis is working with Two Bit to pretty much get Sax in trouble. He brought Blanca on the scene to work with Two Bit with him as well. And all of it kind of blew up in court when Sax found out that, Two Bit is not gonna uphold his end of the bargain. Sax gave him transitional immunity, and Two Bit took that and ran with it, and didn't say, I'm sorry, transactional immunity, and he didn't even say what Saxe wanted him to say. He pretty much denied that he knew anything about Ghost or Tommy, and he pretty much let Saxe know that he has a lawyer now, and that is Davis. He didn't say that it's Davis, but he implied it. And that was, shocking to Saxe, because Davis pretty much double crossed him. I don't know if any of you noticed, but at the end of the episode, you'll see that Davis called Saxe and Saxe didn't answer. He looked like he had seen a ghost. And that's pretty much because all of his plans are pretty much blowing up in his face. I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of this season, Saxe is the only person to get thrown in jail. Even in the Power series before, you notice that all of Saxe's plans went up in flames, and I think that might happen in this season as well because they're kind of starting to. His niece Riley, she's fallen in love with Brayden. I think that that's gonna work against Saxe because with her falling in love with Brayden, once she finds out that Brayden is knee deep into everything that Tariq is into at this point, I think that she's gonna become into it. She has a certain loyalty to Brayden, and she's kind of gonna have a certain loyalty to Tariq as well. You'll notice that because she admitted to Tariq that she drugged him. Why would she do that? She doesn't have any loyalty to him. I thought that was interesting that she mentioned it, but I also thought that it was interesting that he didn't even notice it. I didn't know if Tariq was just playing dumb or what. I hope he was just playing dumb because if he wasn't, then that's no good. Certainly not good that he didn't realize that someone had drugged him. But I don't know. We'll see. And then also with Saxe, he did reveal some things to Davis. He revealed to him that, he followed Tariq. That's bad. If Davis is really against him and it comes out that he's been following Tariq around, illegally, that could certainly hurt Saxe in the end. So I do think that was interesting about this episode. One of the most interesting things that I find about this episode is Brayden's character. Brayden's a cool kid. He's been Tariq's ride or die since the beginning, and you slowly see his character kind of getting corrupted. He wants every part of that lifestyle. He's with it. No matter how deep Tariq goes into it, he wants to be there every step of the way. In tonight's episode, he gets kidnapped by Kane, who is a complete psychopath. And we'll talk about that later on in the video. He gets kidnapped with his brother, thrown on a corner, kind of like a little corner guy, in a rough neighborhood. He and his brother both stick out like unicorns. But you'll see that Brayden's brother, he definitely fell under pressure. He couldn't deal with it, but Brayden fit in like he's everybody else. He's not scared at all. It's almost as though he was made for that lifestyle. And, I thought that was really interesting. I'm noticing a certain trend on Twitter, and on YouTube as well, where people compare him to Tommy. They say that, Tariq is the new Ghost and Brayden is new Tommy. And I think that would be really cool to see. But I don't know if Brayden has shown so far that he fully understands the world that he's included himself in. This is a rich kid. He doesn't need any parts of that world. It could be possible that he's gonna go full gangster and be like a new Tommy, or it could be possible that he's just having fun living that life, but he doesn't fully understand what he's gotten himself into. At this point, he's Tariq's ride or die, but he still doesn't even know that his best friend killed his own dad. Will he still be Tariq's, best friend and ride or die once he finds out that Tariq is that kind of person? I'm interested to find that out. And I can't wait until we all find that out. But as of right now, Brayden is definitely one of my favorites. And then the interesting thing about tonight is Kane. Kane is insanely jealous of Tariq, and I think he wants to hear from underneath his mother's wing. And he had a very rude awakening in this episode. definitely got humbled. His mom didn't appreciate him kidnapping Brayden and his brother. And when she, confronted him about it, didn't go very well. It went to blows, literal blows. He socked his mom, or rather elbowed his mom in the face, went to go get some cool points from his dad and some understanding. But all he got from his dad was a hug and an ass whooping. Literally all he got. And it was well deserved. I think that at this point, Tariq's main enemy in the show is Cane. And I think that that's because, Cane wants to be on top. He wants to be a leader. And the only person that's getting closer to being a leader is Tariq with Cane's own mom. And I think that that could definitely be interesting as the show goes along. Um, so far in the show, Cane is starting to remind me of Kanan from the Power series. Kanan felt double crossed by Ghost. At this point, Cane kind of seems like he feels double crossed by Tariq. So I'm definitely seeing some similarities with this series and Power. So I can't wait to see that unfold. All in all, I thought this episode was really, really good, action packed. I can't wait until next week. So in the meantime, I'll post another video for the next episode of Power Book 2 Ghost next week. God willing, I'll post that. But I'll be posting another video either Monday today or Tuesday about a different show. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe. I'm new here, so definitely show some love and leave comments. I would love to have a conversation about what you guys think about this episode of the show. Until next time, have a good day.